Om. 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 Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect what we were discussing last week, we are studying the Sathya Sai Vahini, chapter 1. And in this, Swami is talking about the greatness of Sanatana Dharma, the goal of Bharatiyas, the supreme goal of the Bharatiyas. In that context, Swami mentions that though other faiths have tried to absorb or dilute the Sanatana Dharma, it was able to overcome any setbacks which were resulting from that, and how it was still alive. And Swami also talks about there were other, within India itself, within Bharat, there were other types of thoughts which were mushrooming, and they were also trying to damage the eternal Sanatana Dharma, but because of its greatness and ability to overcome anything, it has renewed its vigor and it's still alive. I think those were the topics which we were starting to discuss. So we said we will continue this week. I think everyone must be interested, when Swami talks about other religions and Sanatana Dharma and the relationships. So I will stop here. I'll ask the sisters to continue from where we left off. Saira.
Narmita, you need to unmute.
Sorry. The conceptions of the supreme goal as laid down in Judaism, Christianity, and Zoroastrianism endeavored to subsume into their categories the Indian Bharatiya concept and transfuse it as part of themselves. But the Indian concept did not accept an alien status in its own birthplace. On the other hand, it clarified for those religions themselves their own concept of the ultimate, emphasized the unity of all viewpoints, and established cordially on the basis of the absence of difference. While the stream of knowledge regarding the supreme goal discovered by the Indian saints flowed on, the concepts of the other faiths remained as pools beside it. In India itself, many sects were born like mushrooms from out of the main faith. They tried to pluck by the roots or to cause mortal damage to the basic concept of Hinduism regarding the reality, the supreme. But as in a terrific quake of land, the waters of the sea recede only to return with thousands-fold fury, roaring back upon the shore it had seemed to quit. The stream of Indian Bharatiya wisdom was restored to the pristine glory when it rose above the confusions and conflicts of history. When the agitation subsided, it attracted the varied sects that distracted the mind of people and merged them into the expansive form. The Atma, principle of the Indians, is all-embracing, all-revealing, all-explaining, and all-powerful.
Okay, thank you, Dharmata. We have already read the Telugu, I think, last week. So I think we will discuss and understand what is this, what is Swami trying to say, and what are we to learn from this means even a historical and even present day challenges which Sanatana Dharma faces. So I will stop here and I will open it up for anyone to share any thoughts or questions. Saira. I guess there seems to be everyone is fine with.
I think, brother, last time we had a question around what does it mean, if you can elaborate on. I'm not able to find the line, something on the mushroom about these other religion.
Yeah, so Swami is talking about there are many sects which are born like mushrooms from out of the main faith.
So are we saying that all these Judaism, Christianity are kinds of spring from Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma?
Okay, so I think sister is asking, is Swami saying that? So I will open it up for discussion. Others can share their thought before I venture to say anything. Anyone would like to comment on this? When Swami says many sects were born out like mushrooms from out of the main faith.
Yes.
Okay, I think that. So Swami is telling there are two types of dangers or setbacks which Sanatana Dharma, Bharatiya, Paramartha faced. And one is external, one is internal. And why is Swami speaking about that? And we should understand what the external, even though, I think Swami, the people say, why is Swami saying this when all religions are the same? And, why is this external threat to Sanatana Dharma? And then why is the internal? Within India itself, there are other forms of philosophies which mushroom and they pose threat or damage. They try to damage. Swami has used some words which basically they try to uproot and pluck them out of the original source. That's what Swami is saying, and how Sanatana Dharma always overcomes it. Okay, Sai Ramka, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sai Ramana, just seeing what Swami had told in one of the earlier discourses as well, where Swami says how the Indian system of education that we have today is something that Macaulay had established in India during the British rule. So it is more referring to how the Sanatana Dharma was always based on a life of totally being selfless, in search of the higher truths of life, always a travel on the inner journey rather than the external journey. And all of the mushrooming of ideologies have been again on the external, which again has also led them to the internal, which has always been the basis of Sanatana Dharma. And that is where time and again, if we take any of the civilizations, going back to the Roman civilization or the Egyptian, all of those have gone away with time. But since the Bharatiya culture has been based on the eternal and the absolute, that is how it has stood the test of time. If you're talking about our sages and rishis, we are talking about something that is more than 10 or 20,000 or more than those many years ago. And to this day, the Vedas exist. To this day, we are able to chant the Vedas. We are able to at least dwell on the meaning or the realm of what it covers. That is because it is based on the foundation, which is a true foundation, not something that can rise and fall with civilization. It is always the absolute. So in that sense, it is eternal. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. The word which Swami has used to refer to the other faiths is Chalamalu. Okay. Chalamalu means, just puddles of water, you can say, which are temporary in nature. Chala itself is temporary, that which is always shaky, like a drop of water on a leaf. Like that, they are standing next to the Sanatana Dharma, which flows on like a river. That's what Swami has said. They, of course, they have some principles which the Sanatana Dharma has, but because of certain limitations which are within it, when they do not absorb the eternal principles of Sanatana Dharma, they cannot sustain themselves. Is what I think that's what Sai Satish has explained. So I will stop here. Anyone else would like to comment? Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. I like the Swami's word, the ultimate emphasize the unity of all viewpoints. So all the religions came, and for an example, one religion says Hindus believe the forms. We don't believe those statues and everything. But Swami was explained, you had the form, because we also believe on without the forms, but only for the concentration, we have to pray that God is everywhere, even in the, not only the human being, even animal, plants, trees, even stone. There are so many stories in the Idikas, a lot of stories. Even for an example, stone, the Kannapanayana story, he loved the stone. So he break all those points, but he didn't. Swami didn't criticize other religions, and he point out what is the other religions really saying and explain to them properly, and make that Hinduism also try to make the people to understand the Sanatana Dharma. Thank you, Brother Saira.
Sairam, brother, thank you very much. Auntie Sakku, please go ahead. Auntie Sakku, I think you may have to unmute and speak.
Sairam.
Sairam, Auntie.
Internal threat. Is it among the Hindu religious people like Vaishnavas, Hindus, they had conflict? Or is it by the Zoroastric Buddhism, like that, completely other religions? That is it external is that, but that is meant like other, not the Hinduism, other. Because the sentence says from the main faith, like a lot of mushrooms cropped out, came up. So is it by, Hinduism has two Vaishnavas and Saivites? Does it mean that, or does it mean they were giving wrong interpretations for the Sanatana Dharma and polluting the minds of the Hindus?
Yeah, just I think I will first attempt. I think that maybe I'll ask Auntie to clarify. In Telugu, what Swami says is, Bharata Deshamuna Kuda ఎన్నియో మత శాఖలు ఒక్కదాని వెనుక ఒక్కటి పుట్టు గొడుగ వలె పుట్టను. Swami says, even in the Bharat, there were very branches which grow out of the faith. So these are mata shakalu. Shaka means branches. So even if you take a main religion, some branch will come out, and that branch tries to damage the tree itself. Okay. That's what Swami is saying, but I will ask Auntie. Auntie, please,
can you give an example for the branches?
Okay, I will give one.
Saira. It's mainly at that time Buddhism and Jainism, and mainly these two religions, Swami, I think he's mentioned, it's they are from the same main faith of Hinduism only. They are born, Buddhism and Jainism. I think he refers to those, as far as I know, this must be the reason. These many sects were born like mushrooms. If I'm wrong, please correct it.
No,
I don't know.
No, you're right. So anyone else would like to comment on this question? If not, I will attempt. So I think what Auntie has said is right, because within Bharat, though there's, Auntie just mentioned Buddhism and Jainism. See, the thing is, the founders of those faiths may have tried to teach something, but then what happens is, then there are followers which come, they have their own agenda or their own misunderstanding of the original teachings. And then they try to erase other things. They try to obliterate the Vedic tradition and saying everything is wrong. Whereas Sanatana Dharma, as Swami has said, Sanatana Dharma includes everything and feels every path is a valid path. Whereas generally most of these paths, they object to anything other than themselves and they want to branch out completely. And I think...
yeah, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Auntie.
Not only this thing, they did not have any faith in our Vedas.
Yes.
That's the main thing which they differed from us. They said, okay, Buddhism and Jainism were simple religions. And during that time when Hinduism was going through a very difficult period because of the lots of misunderstanding among Hindus themselves and this Bali, that sacrifice and other things which are going on in this thing, that was not liked by some people. So these religions gave a very simple idea saying that ahimsa paramo dharmaha, they said. And people were appealed, they appealed to people, so people took up Jainism and they were slowly trying to cut off themselves from main Hindu culture. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, thank you very much. Sister Aruna, you want to say something on this, please?
Brother, I was thinking about this mushrooming and Swami's saying about the other religions and all. But, in order for us to, I'm thinking to myself, in order to have this unity of thoughts and understanding of other religions and acceptance and everything, why don't we understand one line by line what Swami said? So this won't have any kind of confusion, because every line is a matters in this. And I think, first go as what is Swami says, like the conception of supreme goal is laid down in this. What is that meant by that? Then what is subsumed into categories, which one there? So like one by one, brother. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Okay, thank you very much, sister. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sai Ravana, I was just going to say that at three levels, if you see, one is the existing ideologies within the Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism itself. If you like what Sakwanti was saying, whether it is Vaishnavism or Shaivism, or whether we talk about Advaita, Dvaita, or Vishishta Advaita, this is within the framework of Hinduism per se. Second level is what is springing off Hinduism, whether it is Jainism or Buddhism. And third is at a level of whether we take completely like Christianity or Islam and those kind of things, which are what we feel is it is totally outside the framework. It has not even sprung forth. But essentially, like what you had also mentioned, it is Sanatana Dharma is becoming, it has always been the most democratic of all paths in the sense, as many seekers, those many paths. It has never said that holy, like my path is superior than yours. It has always said, if you have that faith, if you have that love, if you have that sincere desire to reach God, yes, you can realize Him in your own way, and He will respond, or God will respond, I should say. In that, So more or less, it has always been that seek and it shall be answered. So that is the kind of framework that Sanatana Dharma has brought about. That is where I think even where other religions or within the Hindu thought, or those that have sprung off Hinduism, or those that are fully, even if we consider that they have had their own existence, ultimately it comes back that you can realize God only, but the sutram or the thread that has held it all together in terms of Sanatana Dharma being the eternal stream has been, yes, you can essence God so long as you have that sincere prayer, devotion, surrender, whatever we want to, or faith, whatever we want to call that. But we are in that pursuit of that absolute. So that way, it is the perennial stream and the rivulets, which may look as if, yeah, they are a pond or a lake or whatever, but finally they have to come and subsume themselves in that eternal ocean of what Sanatana Dharma is. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Sai Sathish. So I think I will take Sister Aruna's suggestion. Yes, Sakwandi, please go ahead.
Yeah, I like how Bhashyamanti said, we give life sacrifice and Palikudukral. These things, Vaishnavites are very, very strict with the what do you call, and non-violence. So even when there is a ant or anything going, like how Baba walks away from that, they also did that. But they didn't like that sacrificing life of God, children, for any benefits. I know that I learned that they didn't like that part. Even Buddhists didn't like it. But they now do a lot of killing.
Arun?
Yes, Auntie.
Saira. Actually, for Aruna's question, this can you...
Auntie, Sister Aruna wants us to discuss every line by line and understand. So I think we'll start with the first
line. That's what I wanted to do.
Yes.
See, I will read it in Telugu. You please translate it so that it makes you very clear.
Each line, yes.
Madhya Madhya, Yudiyu, Kraistava, Zoroastrian Modalagu Matamula Paramarthamulu Tanalo Vilina Monurchuku, Prayantichinano, Sarva Vijayashila Bharatiya Paramartha Vahini, Tana Janma Bhuminodi, Veru Kaka, Pai Mata Paramarthamunuku Sariyaina Arthamunu Bodhinchi, Anniti Yokka Ekatvamnu Prakatinchi Samatvaman Nirupinchanu. That's very nicely Swami has said.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very long sentence Swami has put.
Yeah, just shall I break it and then...
I think we should...
Okay. Madhya Madhya, Yudiyu, Kraistava, Zoroastrian Modalagu Matamula.
So now and then, the religions such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Islam idle, Christ, Zoroastrian Modalagu,
etc. You know. So I think from why I said, because later on Swami is talking about it, because these are the religions which came to India outside. Judaism came first, Christianity came, Islam came, and then
etc. Matamula Paramarthamulu Tanalo Vilina Monarchuna Konotaku.
So what they tried to do is they tried to
imbibe, they tried
subsume. That means they wanted to obfuscate. That means take over the real goal of the Bharatiya Paramartha into themselves. That means they have each of those religions have their own Paramartha, but they wanted to feel the Bharatiya Paramartha is something below that, beneath that, and they wanted to overtake that. You know, that sort of an understanding only I have.
They wanted to include in their language, in their religion, other Sanatana Dharma.
Vilina has multiple meanings. One is to just take over.
take over, merge also.
One is to merge within themselves, within their own paramartha, that is paramartha, which basically is something like if a river, if a ocean comes and takes a river and goes, so that means now it has gotten merged into that. So it does not have a separate existence.
Yeah.
That kind of a meaning comes. Vilina also can be mean destroying, actually.
మొనర్చుకొనుటకు ప్రయత్నించినను
Even if they attempted to do that,
సర్వ విజయశీలమగు ఈ భారతీయ పరమార్థ వాహిని,
the river of Bharatiya Paramartha means supreme goal, which is always victorious.
తన జన్మభూమి నుండి వేరు కాక,
it's not separating itself from its birthplace.
పై మత పరమార్థమునకు,
for the other supreme goals,
the
of the religions, other goals of other religions.
The above mentioned,
okay.
The above mentioned,
above mentioned religions. Swami says, the pai mata
paramarthamunaku.
So for supreme goals of the religions which was stated above,
sariyena arthamunu bodhinchi,
teaching them the accurate meaning or right meaning,
anniti yokka ekattvamunu,
the oneness of all of them,
prakatinchi samatvamunu nirupinchenu,
to declare that and also prove the equality of all.
Yeah, that's it. So that covers the whole that full line of the first 2-3 lines.
So the first line is, so I think first Swami has already started this Vahini establishing what is the Bharatiya Paramartha. I don't know whether everyone remembers what's the Bharatiya Paramartha. I don't know if someone can volunteer to, I don't know, many of you take notes. So Paramartha, Bharatiya Paramartha means the attaining the Atman. Attainment of the Atman, becoming one with Brahman is the goal of Bharatiyas. Becoming one with God. And for that, they also understand that the Atman is everywhere. Everything in this world is Atman. It's present in every being without any distinction. That means God is present in all. And we have to realize that God within us has to be realized. That is the supreme goal of the Bharatiyas. So I wanted to say that first. Okay, so then you can look at what are the supreme goals of every other religion. Okay, so let's take Zoroastrianism, or let's take Judaism. So what they do not have this concept of Atman. Atman, which is present everyone. Everyone is divine. Everyone is the spark of the divine. Generally, it is not to say that those religions didn't have. The people who practice it today, Madhya Swami, is in now and then, people's understanding is faulty. So what they say is, this is all wrong. What the Hindus are doing is wrong. You can't worship the tree. You can't find God in tree. You can't find God in stone. They are paganism. So what they try to do is, we have to help these people. It may be genuine thinking, but with limited understanding of their own religion, and also the religion of the Bharatiyas, without understanding what it is. So what they try to do is, some of them genuinely try to convert. Some of them try to make sure that the religious texts were all erased, burnt, and so on, so that people will not study that. And they try to take away the knowledge base. All this happened, which is what Swami is trying to say. But what they were attempting to do was to establish the supremacy of their religions and their supreme goal as the only goal which is valid. And they do not, if you do not believe in our religion, you will be going to hell. So they do not understand that kind of thing. So what Swami is saying is, that is the thing which all religions did. And so that was overcome by Sanatana Dharma, and they taught and try to teach them. It's not so. So there are many, like even if we take Swami will take, say, Jesus actually taught Advaita. I am the servant of the Lord. I am the,
Yeah.
I am the son of Lord. Then I am the messenger, son, and I myself and my father are one.
Right.
So he also tried. So Swami takes from within each religion and say the same truth, saying that God is present. But if you ask other religious people, they will say, if you do not believe in Christ, you're going to hell. So that kind of thinking, because their Paramartha is slightly different. It's very limited in its understanding. And so that's what Swami is saying. It's not that it is invalid, but the thing is, if they pursue with devotion their path, it's fine. But if they think that somebody else's Paramartha is not right and try to erase it or take it over, that Swami is mentioning. So I hope that I will stop there. If there's anything which we would like to discuss, we will discuss.
It's very clear.
Brother, the Paramatma itself, it's one, right? One, right?
Sister, this is this Paramartha. Paramartha, Artha means goal. The supreme goal. So the thing is, Paramatma, even if you say Paramatma, they will ask, what are you talking about? If you say I am divine, you are, everyone is a spark of that, and there's Atma in everyone. That concept, they will say, my soul has to go to heaven and stay there with, God always. That is the understanding. If you stay where God is, you are fine. That's heaven. Even the concept of heaven, these are some of the thoughts which other religions have.
But it's came from mean the basic is Sanatana Dharma. It was there, right? From everything. It came from me.
See, I think
no. For,
okay, stop.
Christianity, for Judaism, all these things they are gone out of Old Testament, which is common for all the three religions: Christianity, Islam, and Judaism.
Yeah, Abrahamic. Swami is talking about Abrahamic religions, but Swami is also talking about Zoroastrianism, which is independent of them also.
Yeah. Actually, the Old Testament is the origin for all these religions. So
mushrooming and the religion came from everything. It's out of one, right?
Sister, now you're going to 3-4 sentences down. We are just talking about what the other religions did. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we should stick to
that.
So
I think your question is, did they come up from Sanatana Dharma is the question. Okay.
Because came from means, and mushroom means. So where it's
there's sister, mushroom is not in this line. You're going to go.
Okay.
So first, let's talk about what this sentence is, which each faith has their own supreme goal. Okay. They came to Bharat. And they tried to subsume. That means you take the Paramartha, which is followed by Bharatiyas, and put it underneath them. Okay. So that's all they did. So that basically they invalidated. They tried to say it is not valid. That is not a path. You are following the path of the Satan, or whatever you want to call it. You are all misled. That's the thought. And Swami says, so that caused a big setback to Bharatiya Paramartha Vahini. But in spite of that, it was able to overcome that. Even though it was subjugated for a very long time, it was able to overcome that, and it's still alive. That's what Swami says.
Okay.
So first let's discuss that and then move.
Yes.
Yes, Sakwanti.
Yeah, I am in the same way. You said subsume, I understood. Transfuse, what does it, can you explain what is transfuse here?
So transfuse means you take it and put
One you subsume, you absorb it.
Yes, subsume is absorb. And when you subsume is, when you absorb, it loses its original state.
Oh, it changes.
Yes. So that is transfusing also. You take
Can
some...
it change?
Pardon?
Can our dharma change?
Dharma cannot change, but people can change. People who are following can change. Swami has already mentioned that. Swami said Sanatana Dharma, whether you forget also, it will exist.
Yeah, it's eternal.
It exists before you thought also, it exists. See, when we say Hindu faith means we should understand, do we understand our Hindu faith is the first question we should ask. So whether we also can be mushrooms, in the sense, we also, our faith, our understanding also may be limited. Okay, so we cannot say we are Hindus also. I mean, for us to call ourselves Hindus, we should at least know 1 or 2 Hindu texts. How many texts we have studied, we don't know. Okay, so...
Yes, so thanks to all of you. We have some knowledge now.
We are trying to study. So that is what transfuse means. It basically want to deface it. They attempted to completely change.
Deface it, okay.
Deface it, change it, misinterpret it. All that happened.
Oh, misinterpret, okay.
Yes. Okay, so Swami is trying to, Swami has used a few words, but later on also Swami is talking about it. So I hope that's okay. If everyone is okay, then we will go to the next sentence. Mushroom. I think everyone likes mushroom.
Yeah.
Then Swami says, even in Bharata Deshamano Kuda, see, these were external. Within also there are problems. What there are branches which cropped up, which tried to uproot the tree itself. So the branches come out and they want to uproot the tree. So I think the answers which were given was Buddhism and Jainism to some extent. But Swami is not mentioning them by name because there are mushroom means there's enough and more, multiple. But so I think so. But we will wonder. So what are they trying to do? Maybe anyone who would like to share anything about this? Puttu Godugu Vale. Puttu Godugu Vale.
Sorry, Uncle. Oh, sorry, I think Auntie, you're muted if you wanted to say something.
No.
Puttu means mushroom?
Yeah, Puttu Goduga. Telugu, Puttu Goduga. They just come up everywhere, like small mushrooms come up when there is rainfall. That's what Swami is trying to, just like those mushrooms. Many sects among our own, our own Hinduism, or you can take Buddhism. And in Buddhism, there are several sects, subsects. In Jains also, there are several subsects. Hinayana, Mahayana, Hinayana, all those things come up, So Swami is mentioning about such subsects which were coming up.
So I think I'll stop here and ask, why is Swami talking about this for us?
Yeah, that's
also, I think that's also an important question.
Yeah, correct.
Why is Swami mentioning that? Is because this is something which we'll have to watch out for. It can always come about.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what Swami is referring to. Yes, Auntie Sakur.
Yeah, because presently even the Vedas, they are trying to misinterpret. Bhagavad Gita, they are trying to misinterpret, right?
Yes.
So maybe present day, it's also Kali Yuga, any damage can be done.
Okay. Anyone else would like to say anything?
Uncle, would you be able to just translate that line after that, the Veda Pratipadan?
Which one?
After the Puttu Godu, that line at the Veda.
Yeah, so we see actually Swami says, so first thing is that like mushrooms, there were many thoughts which were born. That's the first sentence. Then Swami says, Veda Pratipadamagu Bharatiya Paramartha Matamunu.
Veda Pratipadita Magu Bharatiya Paramartha Matamunu.
So
Veda Pratipadita Magu.
Okay, Pratipadita Magu.
Proved by Vedas. Approved by Vedas.
Approved, okay.
Approved by Vedas.
They are the concept of Hinduism regarding reality, the Supreme, Paramatma.
No, Swami is saying the Bharatiya Paramartha Mata, the religion of Bharatiya Paramartha, which has the supreme goal of Bharatiyas, which is approved by the Vedas, which is Veda. So that means they take their support from the Vedas. I don't know whether you remember previously Swami said there are three things which supported the Bharatiya Paramartha.
Yeah.
One was Veda, the second one was the Shastras, the third one was, Swami says, I think, the ascetics experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sages, yeah.
Swami says,
Yatishwarula anubhavamulu.
Yatishwaralu. I think Swami used the word Yatishwara. Yatishwara. Yes, they are experiential. These were the three bases. So Veda is the fundamental one. So Swami is saying the Bharatiya Paramartha Mata, which is supported or which is approved or
foundation.
Pratipadita means that which is supported, which has its root the Vedas also. So na moola gramuga.
Na moola
gramuga.
Uproot. Moola ante root.
Uproot. Remove the root.
Yeah.
Okay. Urrutaluginchi.
It shook it like that. Urrutalu uginchi.
Okay.
Excited.
Yeah, shaken it to the roots. Shaking it to the roots, they try to uproot. That is not the external, internal ones. Okay. Kula droya chuchinavi.
Kula droya to destroy them. Kula
droya chuchinavi. So Swami says the internal dangers are much worse. Okay, so this is Swami's. So then if you look around, I think Sakwanti was asking me for an example. So I think I will give a very example which is very close to heart. Because, the reality was about 3-4 years ago, about 10 years ago, we could not even chant Vedas in our centers.
Yeah.
There were people saying from our own organization, everyone is trying to push Hinduism into Sathya Sai Centres. This was the state. Even though we couldn't even read some of these Vahinis because every Vahini, Upanishad Vahini is Hindu, Ramakatharas Vahini is Hindu, Bhagavad Vahini is Hindu. Everything Swami wrote, people were labeling it as Hindu. So it will not be acceptable to other religions, so we should not even have it in our centers. This was the state. There were people, I remember one of the national president wrote to me, he said, if you try to chant Vedam, we will be thrown out of the organization. Okay, these were threats which came our way. So we had to pray, Swami, do something about it. And so Swami had to get involved. So the thing is, these are things which happen, even though Swami had talked about it. Swami had told everyone should learn Rudra. Swami had told Vedas are the foundation. Our original charter says this organization is established for establishing Sanatana Dharma. It is not, Swami himself says in 2008, one discourse, people are saying Sai Baba is trying to convert everyone to Hinduism. He said, no, I'm only telling they follow their religion properly and understand that everyone has equal validity. But Sanatana Dharma thought is Sanatana thought. And Swami has personally come to establish that thought, that everyone is divine. Divinity is present in everyone. We have to come to understand that. That is the purpose for which Swami came. Of course, it may go against any other religion. But the main Swami's teaching also was thrown out. It had almost come to that. Then Swami had to shake it up. Even today, they say we do not have anything to do with Bharat. Such people say we don't need to do anything with Bharat. We know what we are doing. But then there are enough people following them and supporting them also. But in spite of all the challenges, then Sanatana Dharma, which Swami taught, is still alive. It may be in small pockets, by a very few people, by a very few centers. But we have to thank Swami that because we have faith, he waited, even though we patiently waited for him to intervene. He has made it possible. Now people are able to learn the Vedas. People are able to freely. Now even others are, people who oppose it are also doing it. Because for the wrong reasons. Because they don't want to lose clientele. But that has happened even so. Our own faith can be uprooted. Our own belief system also can be uprooted. That is why Swami already gave the warning long time ago. Swami wrote this in 1979-80. Because at that time when Swami wrote, there were people opposing to the permanent charter, saying, you have only put Sanatana Dharma. So, okay, but without understanding what Swami meant by that. The Sanatana Dharma does not negate any other religion, but it will not allow other religions to negate it. So I will stop here. Sorry. It's an example. So just to give one example, but there are many, many examples, even in India, even today, which against the Vedas, they question them. There are gurus who call themselves gurus and other gurus. They say, you don't need to study the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. Right.
You listen to my talk and everything is fine.
Yeah.
There are people like that, and thousands and millions are following them. But even Sai devotees go there. Unfortunately, because they have not studied what Swami has said and what wealth is there. So I'll stop here. Yes, Sakwandi, please go ahead.
Yeah, Sai Ram. Baba has said it. In the spiritual world, Sanskrit is your mother tongue. Study the Sanskrit as your mother tongue. Baba has said it, and I think Aruna has forwarded to us. So we have to follow no one except Swami. I was told not to teach Mahabharata because it will confuse the children. They will ask many questions. Even Bhagavad Gita, I was teaching, that also they have stopped it. So this is the condition now in that area. Very sad.
But as Auntie, if the Mahabharata or Ramayana, if you teach in the way of you understand on a worldly perspective, it's wrong. If you connect with the Swami's teaching only, it will make sense. So for that, they have to understand.
Even Mahabharata, if not for Swami, we won't get the inner, deeper meaning of the Mahabharata actions, whatever took place, Krishna. Even we came to know through you people, Aruna, and Bhashyamanti, the study circle, enlighten us. We are very thankful.
Okay, Sai Ram. Yes, Brother Tasan, please go.
Sai Ram, brother. So you brought up the Sai Center, that some people did it like this. They don't want to chant the Vedas. The reason we are selected as a leaders, the people doesn't know anything about the Vedas and Gita, Bhagini, or then whatever they know, that's what they try to implement that one. So we have to uproot the people as a leaders. Even now we can see so many leaders. Just for an example, I asked other day group of people, what is the main book for the Sri Sathya Sai Baba? And a lot of people know Sri Baba's main book, because only one book. In Sathya Sai Baba, what is the main book? A lot of people, nobody didn't gave me the answer. So we have to teach them first. They have to read books. Nobody reading the books now. They are selecting the wrong presidents in the Sai Centers. That is the reason we are having all kind of problems. Thank you, Brother Sai Ram.
There's nothing to, the thing is, no one can reform. If Swami cannot reform people, we cannot. So the thing is, what we can do is, where we can find what we have to, which helps our sadhana, and pursue that. We cannot change people. We cannot change large organizations. We should understand, because sometimes we think, even if you say, see, the citizens, from the citizens only you find the ruler. If within the citizens you cannot find anyone, then it's the wrong place to be. That's all I can say. The changes cannot come about by one day talking what is the main book. There is no one main book of Swami also. Swami has written so much. So I would say we should understand, whether we are wasting our time. What are we doing? Every sadhana, every day we do a sadhana, we should understand how has it helped us at least inch forward. Okay, that's all. Sadhana and I think even the centers are generally formed by people of like-minded people who are interested in sadhana, which all of them agree is the valid one, and come together and form. That is the only purpose of center forms. Center is formed like that. If that is not formed, but it is formed for other reasons, then the other reasons only take precedence. So if sadhana is the main goal, and how to go about it, having a common understanding of how to pursue that, that is, see, a center is 2 people is a center also, 3 people is a center also. It's ultimately anything which will take us forward. That's all I would say. So I don't think centers are to blame. People will be themselves. But what happens is we need to know for sure what we are pursuing, what is the goal we are pursuing, and how to pursue that goal. So I think it's better to join hands, with people of like-minded interest and pursue. So I don't think we can blame any center or any religion for that matter also.
Their time has not come.
Yeah, so it's okay. That's what I would say. Sai Ram, sister, I don't know, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother, the second sentence, can you please clarify, is that the right sentence, please?
Which sentence?
The one concept of Hinduism regarding the reality, the supreme. Is that the way Swami said? Please.
I don't know.
Model of 2 seconds.
Where is
it?
Second paragraph, first line, second line.
So she's in the second paragraph. Sister, we are still in the first paragraph, sister. Okay, so
I think the whole thing is...
Yeah, we are following your advice.
No. Okay, thank you.
We are going further.
Second paragraph.
Okay. So I think are we okay with this? Then we'll go to the next one. So then Swami says,
terrific quake of land, that is Pralaya Kalamagu. Kani Pralaya Kalamagu Bhukampam che Samudra Tira Jalamu, that one.
Yeah. So then Swami says, I think, but Indian concept did not accept an alien status in its own birthplace. On the other hand, it clarified those religions, their own concept of ultimate, emphasized the unity of all viewpoints, and established cordiality on the basis of the absence of difference. I think that's the English sentence, third sentence.
That we did, I think, Arun.
Oh, we just finished second. Oh, no, we went. Oh,
Tanabum Janmabhumi Kaka. We did it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Tana Janmabhumi nundi Veru Kaka Paimata Paramarthamunaku Sariyaina Arthamugu Bodhinchi. This, our Sanatana Dharma taught the other religions what is the meaning, real meaning of their religion. Sariyaina Arthamunu Bodhinchi, Annitiku Yokka Ekatwamunu Prakatinchi, Samatwamunu Nirupinchinu.
I think we didn't discuss even the wild stream of knowledge regarding supreme goal discovered by Indian saints flowed on. The concepts of other faiths remained as pools beside it. So,
wild stream of knowledge regarding supreme goal. Okay.
I think if anyone wants to discuss that, otherwise we'll move on. Okay, so then we'll go to sister. I think sister is there. I try to pluck the roots out of that also. We are sorry. I am too slow, I guess. As in a terrific quake, So Swami says, but sister, you are, I don't know, Sister Aruna's line, which is sister? Have we gone past Sister Aruna? You wanted to say something. Which line is that?
The second paragraph, second line, brother. Because of that we are discussing. So
They
I thought
try to pluck the roots to cause mortal damage to the basic concept of Hinduism regarding the reality, the supreme. Oh, that's what you're asking. Very sorry. So,
no
okay.
worries, brother. It's okay.
Okay. So the thing is, Swami is saying they tried to uproot the Paramartha of the Bharatiyas. The Paramartha of the Bharatiyas is the supreme goal of the Bharatiyas, which is the Atman. Attaining the Atman, that is what it is. They try to cause damage to that.
To that belief.
Yeah, to that goal. Sai Ram, Sai Satish, please go.
Sorry, I was just going to say, like, the concept of idol worship, if we take, it was completely belittled and say that these people are very primitive in their understanding. But having got a little bit of what Swami says, we know how the personal God is required for realizing the impersonal, the absolute. So without going in depth into the ideology of what basically relating to an idol as a relationship with God, it was trivialized, which confused people. And also what Mani Aunty mentioned, the sacrifices, Bali part also came in. So the roots of Indian or Sanatana Dharma, which was based on developing that love for God through all of this, that is sacrificing the animal tendencies within, and at the same time developing that relationship with God, all of those were getting destroyed when these kind of mushrooming happened, which was again re-established with time because it was based on the absolute. So that we're just adding that point as well.
Thank you very much, Sai. Thank you. So it's the same thing, you know, even in Sai organization, they said we'll go formless, remove the photos of Swami, remove the chairs, stop distributing vibhuti, don't take arati. You know, so this was some rituals which were set up so that we can relate and everyone at different stages of development will be able to connect to the Lord. So that was the purpose. Such practices still, so they were in place in Parthi for 85 years as long as Swami was there. So why Swami kept them, even though he talked about the formless, attributeless, this is also needed. It's like removing the kindergarten from school system. Everyone has to go straight to PhD. It's not possible. Or everyone has to do their master. So Sanatana Dharma provided an opportunity for everyone, whatever their status of development, a valid form of connecting to the Lord, so that they can develop personal relationship, which will create growth in them and progress, and ultimately understand the Paramartha, which is the supreme goal. So that supreme goal only, sister, is basic concept of Hinduism regarding the reality, the supreme. That's what it's mentioned.
So the Hinduism, I'm just want to understand because I always have that confusion. The Hinduism and the Sanatana Dharma is one and the same.
Are you asking a political question or are you asking?
Brother, I just want, because here also they are saying that is the supreme, right? That's why my question is that is
Okay. Well, I think because of the word
supreme.
The basic concept of Hinduism regarding the reality, the supreme. That is her.
It says the supreme. That's why I'm asking that question.
See, Swami has used the word, sister. Hinduism, Swami has not used here, but sometimes Swami has used.
Yes, Hinduism, Swami wouldn't have used it.
No, Swami, at other places, Swami has used Haindava Mata, Swami has called it. But here's what Swami has used is Veda Pratipadita Magu Bharatiya Paramartha Matam.
Yes.
So the religion, you can call it religion actually. Matam is religion, which is Bharatiya Paramartha. The thing is, the reason I think Hinduism has been used by Professor Kasturi is because people may not understand what is this Bharatiya Paramartha Matam. The Bharatiya Paramartha Matam is Sanatana Dharma. It's given Sanatana Dharma as one other term, but it's also a belief system. You know, it is a religion. Swami has used the word Matam. So that is why I think Professor Kasturi has used the word Hinduism. Because that is that's what is the Bharatiya Paramartha Matam is called Hinduism in English.
Yeah.
Okay, which within it there are so many sub faiths, you know. I think that's the reason. And Swami says, I think because he has used the word Paramartha, which is supreme goal or supreme truth. Yes, Sakwanti. I think that, Auntie, you have to unmute if you're going to speak or not.
Yeah. In other words, this Paramartha Mother is it leads us to the ultimate goal of merging with Paramatma.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sai Ramde, thank you. So I think we'll go to the next line, which is Swami says, as a terrific quake of land, the waters of the sea recede, only to return with thousandfold fury roaring back upon the shore it had seemed to quit. So it's as if, you know, the Hinduism of the Sanatana Dharma, Bharatiya Paramartha Vahini, it doesn't seem to have vanished. And, you know, it was not visibly present. It has receded. Just the way ocean, you know, like a tidal wave, it will come back with the fury and take over the land from which it seemed to have receded, Swami says. So even Bharatiya Paramartha, the principle had receded because people had forgotten Vedas. People don't know anything. Even people who consider themselves Hindus don't know anything about their own religion. And so that was the state. But the Dharma itself waited and it came back with full force and has engulfed everyone. Okay. So it's like, you know, for 2 years ago, no one knew how to chant Vedam in Toronto. Even for many other countries, they were chanting in Japan and all that. Now now there's a big, you know, there's a big wave. People are learning. How did that happen? Because Vedas themselves were powerful. The credit has to be given to only the Vedas, the Bharatiya Paramartha Matam. That is what has taken over. Swami's words have come true. You know, that's what I would say. So it is similar to that because people didn't know anything. It was as if no one knew anything. But then now people are slowly learning and coming back. And I think that's, you know, just an example. That's what I can see. Hopefully it will grow in leaps and bounds with Swami's blessing.
Swami here he says, Dini Naisargika Balamunaku Nidarshanam. It's an inherent strength of the Sanatana Dharma, which is keeping it, which is making it come back again and again, and with a stronger force, with a thousandfold strength, it's coming back. Sairam.
Okay, I'll stop here. Any other thought from anyone?
And a quick question. Bharatiya, like which noun form is that? Is that like of the Bharatiyas, or is it
of the, see, it's Bharatiya, that which it's not Bharatiya. You know, you're asking
concept. It's a concept, again, not the country, right? It's
the, you know, Bharati is, it's a concept. That's true, but I think she's asking the grammatical. What is that word, Bharatiya? You can, Kalyan, you can say it, which relates. Which relates to Bharat. Which relates to Bharat. Okay, it's an adjective.
Adjective.
It is actually first noun form only.
Oh.
Okay.
Kalyani's question. Kalyani's question. Just like that. In Bharatiya Paramartham.
Yeah, because of, you know, certain I know, because she has asked the question, there's a suffix. The iya is a suffix.
Yes,
That means that which relates to.
Yeah.
So the pratyaya has been added to the main noun form of Bharata. So it becomes Bharatiya.
Yeah.
So which relates to that, which arises from that. So, but Bharata, as he said, is in some place Swami is called it Bharata Desha also has said. I think E Deshamuna. Bharata Deshamuna also he has said, where Bharata Desham is where Bharata, that concept is practiced. And Swami says, wherever that concept is practiced is Bharata. So it is not restricted to a particular location. Wherever Bharata concept is practiced, that land is Bharata Desha. That's what the Swami has said. Okay. So within Bharat also you can have foreign states inside, depending on what people are practicing. So ultimately the country is dependent on the practice only, and not necessarily the physical location, land location. I think that's what Prasad brother was telling.
Yeah, I think not only that, I think as you gave your example of in the Vedam, like how we're restricted to not to pursue Vedam, all those things. All those people, these mushrooms, whoever created their own, not to follow the basic principle, they will bound to come back with a heavy force to the same concept again. It may take a while, but that's what he was trying to say, because the fundamental foundation is the Sanatana Dharma. So that's what he was trying to emphasize, I guess.
Yeah, but I think one of the things which Swami said was they are damaging the root itself.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you take the Sathya Sai organization, the root is in Prashantanilaya.
Yeah.
That was also being damaged.
Yep.
So it's physically damaged. And whatever people attempt, the root will not shake. People may give any reason, but their own personal ambitions, I think that would have caused them. But to be connected to the root, that's why Swami said, uproot, shake it to the foundation, shake the foundation itself. Okay, people attempted big time. So, but it was of no avail. There are people still attempting to disrupt. Like even in our own country, there are people fully engaged in disrupting. There are centers which came and centers which left. People have been instrumental in removing it. They thought they can break the roots. Without, and it's like people standing on a branch and cutting the branch. But that's what Swami is referring to. But this will happen, but the root they're too strong. They may seem to be receded, but they will come back with force. Not because any individual, but it's because of the inherent strength. So, naisargika bhalam of the Bharatiya concept. That's what Swami says. It's to involve discussion, I guess. But I think Swami wants us to see why does Swami have to sit down and write this? And for us to study, it's not a historical fact. It is Swami saying history always repeats itself. So we have to be always vigilant. What is the root? What are the basic fundamental principles? And how should we be connected to the roots? If we are not connected to the roots, everything is dried up. And I think every sincere seeker should understand. The problem is there are people, they are misled and they want to mislead everyone else around them also. It means Brother Dasan talked about centers. Centers, there are people who are in positions. Sometimes for the sake of positions, they stay. Some of them say, no, we are here, we want to reform and come back. That kind of thinking also some people say. We are trying to, change people. When Swami can't change, who are we to change? If we grow, I think everyone, that's all we can focus on, Cyril.
Sairam, brother.
Yes, brother.
I like the Bharatiya concept because Swami saying the Atma, whatever you mentioned, we are focusing the Atma is the one main thing. But other religions, for an example, some religions say you are a sinner, but Swami says you are a divine. You know, some people, most of the other religion says they have a body consciousness. Our religion says no body consciousness. So, and love is the main part of our Sanatana Dharma. Thank you, Brother Saira.
Sairam, so which I think what you said is in the last sentence. The Atma principle of Indians is all embracing, all revealing, all expanding.
Yeah, that's the best sentence.
It's okay. See, actually, Swami in his own time, he tried to educate even from people from other religions the real truth, the Sanatana Dharma principle embedded in their own religion, and tried to show the similarity in Sanatana Dharma concept also. For everyone who will be willing to learn, Swami was there to teach. So the thing is, Swami's way of saying all religions are one is not a political concept. It is a fundamental belief. What is
branch.
Okay, so it's our own attitude towards everyone around. I think that's most important. And I think it's also important that we have to learn our own Sanatana Dharma properly before even making pronouncements about other religions, I would say. And Swami, that's why Swami wrote all the Vahinis on all the basic, even the Prasthanatraya and so on. So Swami has written so people learn, study, and understand the Bharatiya concept.
Brother Sairam.
Yes, sir, sister. Go ahead.
When it's the next sentence you're going to come, I'm just for that I'm just thinking to myself, when it rose above the confusion and conflict of history, that's when I think then you realize that is it's born out of the Sanatana Dharma, that kind of thing, right? That is the way we have to think to subside the agitation, right? So that thinking only, I think it subside everything. Am I right on?
Yes, yes. Swami, I think Telugu Swami is alla kallo la.
Yeah.
Mokinda Anagina Pidappa. Saridane auntie. Marala Vijrumpinchi.
Vijrumpinchi. Alla kallolam mokinta allola kalamu okinta. And the konja. Okinta. Okinta adagina pidappa. ಅದು రెండు చేతి వరడే
అల్ల కల్లోలము ఒకింత
కల్లోలము ఒకింత
okay little bit
అణగిన పిదప
అణగిన పిదప. That means the alla kallolam didn't fully subside. As it subsided a little. Okay, marala which so it again is
with all its instant glory.
Yes. So all these disturbances are very limited time. Everything has to come back.
Yes,
the limit is.
Yes, Sairam, brother. I like to add to the point. Even our country, Sri Lanka or India, invaded by so many other countries, and they destroy the temples, destroy all the textbooks and everything. It looked like it's all our Sanatana Dharma was destroyed, but it came back very force after that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, Uncle, can you translate the alla kalola part?
Oh, I see. So I think Telugu is also it's too tough for me also to. But the Prasad is here, auntie.
Confusion and lot of agitations take place. No? Yeah. That is allola kalolam.
Alla kallolamu means agitations and confusion. Okay.
Too many problems same time.
Okay.
Allola kalolam ante lots of agitations and disturbances.
Agitation and disturbances.
Would it be like chaos?
Chaos. Okay.
Chaos was going on.
Okinta anagina pidappa. That means as soon as it sort of came down a little,
Yeah.
Okay.
మరల విజృంభించి ఈ విభిన్న మత శాఖలన్నింటినీ తన మహత్తర స్వరూపములోనికి ఆకర్షించుకొనను. It just becomes విజృంభించి. That is it. విజృంభణ అంటే ఇది yeah.
Yeah, so it
heavy force.
Yeah, Swami says vibhinna mata shakal annannitini. That means it basically all the branches which are spread out and which were causing, basically vibhinna means without any
without any exception. Without any exception. Vibhinna. Without any exception.
Without any exception. You know, without any differentiating.
Yeah.
You know, Bhinna means difference. Vibhinna is actually bringing it together also, you can say.
Yeah, Vibhinna.
Okay. Tana mahattara swarupa maloniki. So in its grand form, it basically brought everything together. Akarsinchi konenu. That means it basically attracted all of them back to its fold.
Yeah. Okay. That's where it is.
So, brother, that is a one sentence goes up to that expansive form, right? When it's when you had a rose about the fear, confusion and conflict, and subside your mind, then you will understand the entire thing to merge into the expansive.
Yeah.
So that is that when agitation subsided little, it attracted varied sects, vibhinna shakala,
to understand the expansive.
And that distracted the mind of the people, okay, and merged them into its expansive form, mahattara.
Yes.
Mahattara swarupam.
That's very nice. It's like Swami's poem.
No, it's very tough Telugu for me.
I think in a way, if I can just, if I'm angry, if I'm shouting left and right, I'm not even thinking what I'm doing. I'm just keep shouting. But the moment I calm down a little bit, then probably I'll be able to understand the downsides of it, whatever it is. Then as long as I'm shouting, I'll keep shouting. There's nothing, no turn back. That's what he was saying. I think people are just, as long as you grow in a negative way, you'll be, when you stop, but you'll be forced back to reality.
So Swami, that whole sentence, so Swami, can you just paraphrase the whole sentence from the flooding part?
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead. No problem.
Okay.
So Swami is saying, Auntie, Tani pralaya kalamagu bhukampamuche. So at the time of pralaya, you know, the ultimate dissolution, there is this earthquake. When that happens, samudra tira jalamu, that means the waters of the shores of the ocean, waters at the shores of the ocean, okay, konta tadavu venukaku maralipoyinanu. So that means it will retract itself, okay, backwards.
Yeah.
Backwards it retracts itself. Tadupari, after that, tollinti kanna sahasra gunadika balamuto. That means it's 1,000-fold power. Okay. Marala moharinchi. Again, it sort of rises up, Auntie. Yeah?
Again, it comes back. Moharinchi. Samudra.
Samudra Kiramunu Munchi. The Muluki means it submerge the entire shore.
Sure. Samudra Tiramu.
In the same way.
Night Munchi Pai Chunatlu. Munchi Vaichunat. Munchi Vesidi. Munchi Vaichunat.
It basically, it's completely submerged it, you know. Submerged the entire shore line. Bharatiya Paramartha Vahini. In the same way, Bharatiya Paramartha, the river of the Bharatiya supreme goal. Okay. Vahini. Alla Kallola.
Okinda.
Mallolamu.
Okinda.
Okinda Anagina Pidappa. So that means all this confusion, even when it's little bit, there is a reduction in that confusion. Marala Vijrumpinchi.
Again,
it basically it blossoms and it up, it rises up.
మరలా విజృంభించేది అంటే షైన్.
Okay, shine.
విజృంభించి ఆ విభిన్న మత శాఖలన్నింటినీ
all the branches which are varied, from it.
తన మహత్తర స్వరూపం, తన ఎక్స్పాన్సివ్ ఫార్మ్, it takes it into its expansive form.
So it attracts.
It attracts.
It attracts all of them within itself, within its grand form. Okay.
So, brother, the expansive form again is covered in the next sentence. The expansive form is the Atma principle. Am I right, please?
Next sentence is Atmic principle.
So it's continuous. I'm so liking it, so I thought it will.
Then the next sentence, Swami says, Itti Sarva Jnanamaina. That means such.
Sarvagnamaina.
Oh, Sarvagnamaina. Thank you.
Sarvagnamaina, Sarvashaktivantamaina, Atma Tattvamunu, Paramartha Sthitini Preminchute, Atani Aradinsuta. To worship God is only to understand the Atmic principle.
So I don't think the translation does justice to it.
Yeah, justice to it, yeah.
Itti Sarvajnamaina. That means the one which knows everything.
All knowing.
Sarva Shaktivantamaina. That means it is all powerful. Atma Tattvamunu, the principle of the Atman.
Atti Parama Atma Tattvamunu Paramartha Sthitini. That Paramartha Sthiti.
The state of supreme goal.
Preminchute. To love that Paramartha Sthiti, it is equivalent to Atanini Aradinchuta. It is equivalent to worshipping him.
So actually it's not the last sentence is actually explaining what is Paramatma.
Yeah.
Atma itself is
all
big.
Praising, all revealing, all explaining, all powerful. It's about.
So actually, see, loving the Paramatma, who is all-knowing, all-powerful, Atmic principle, okay, which is the supreme state of being, that is its worship. Loving that Paramatma is the worship of that Paramatma. That's what Swami says. So which is nothing but the Paramartha of the Bharatiyas. I know it's very, very intense paragraph. It's a lot of Telugu with Swami.
Yeah. Here in this expansive form, it's not expansion. The expansion form is the quality of openness to consume or to attract, to merge with. Yeah. I think we should look at that way. The quality of openness, I'm merging. Instead of restricting myself, I'm separate and you are separate. I'm open. I mean, I can take anybody into me. Kind of, that's what the expansive form is a characteristic.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you.
Go ahead.
5 minutes more, Arun.
One paragraph took too much, I hope. Lot of alla kallolam, I think.
Lot of alla kallolam. You can see the, there is no agitation to see other religions coming up. That doesn't bother you. Exactly. When you understand this kind of concept, right? So you will follow your way of doing things. Others will follow that kind of mentality will come with the reading of this.
So actually
not be affected by anybody.
Exactly. So what Swami's, I think it's Swami's, don't worry. You do your sadhana.
Yes.
You study, you do your own study. At the right time, again, there will be Marala Vijrumbinchi, So until then, we don't have to worry about the Sanatana Dharma coming back. We have to just do what we have to, and it will regain its full glory again. But I think we have to do our own little part by doing our own sadhana, our own study, our own life living. I think that's what I am trying. Yes, Auntie Sakku, please go ahead.
Yeah, whatever you said now is being said in the next paragraph.
Okay.
Clearly and simplified.
Auntie
that is the way for real worship. That is the real worship.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You want 5 minutes more, I think? No.
So I will just open it up for anyone to say anything or any questions, I guess. Kalyani, you have something to say?
So that very last line, when Swami is talking about the principle of Atman and to love it is to worship it. Is Swami trying to explain how all the branches were attracted back? Because I'm just trying to find the context there.
Yeah, this is very nice. So anyone who would like to comment on what this Akarshinchu, just after that, Swami is telling this. I think it's just Aruna likes this, loves this, so she should be able to explain.
Which one?
Aruna.
No. What is the question?
Kalyani, you can repeat.
I know I was trying to find out why Swami is particularly saying this last sentence after having explained why how the floods will come back and all the branches will merge back to the real form.
Very, very nice. So what is the context of the statement after all that Swami has said? I think that's the question. How is it sort of linked to that? How can we understand it? I think that's the question. Am I right, Kalyani? Yes. So, but I think I will go first. If anyone would like to say something, if not, I will go first.
Let me try.
Okay. Yes, brother.
You speak, it's better, save time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, brother Prasad.
I think she was asking you, and maybe save time. You can go ahead.
Okay.
So what my understanding, I will say my understanding if others have something to. Oh, brother Yoga wants to say something. He has been silent.
Because all the rivers and the branches run is a different path. Anyhow, one time it's had to merge the one spot. That's what is, I guess. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So my understanding, Kalyani, is Swami, you see, when these things happen, we are all agitated. But Swami says, you are loving and worshipping the one who is all powerful, who knows everything which is going on. So there's no need to worry about it. No, absolutely no need to worry. You do your part. He will take care of the rest. So that's why Swami says, you just love that Paramatma principle, which is all-knowing, all-powerful. Okay. We don't have to say, oh, Swami doesn't know, why is he allowing this? Don't worry about it. You just do your part. You just worship that all-powerful, all-knowing Lord. He will take care of it. See, which is what happened, for more than a decade, we had to just put down and we had whatever we were doing, we had to do it at home, not in public. But when the time comes, he will take care of it. I think that's my understanding. Because he's all powerful, he can make anything happen. That is the power, that is the underlying power on which the entire Bharatiya Vahini is flowing. The real strength is not in any one of us or anyone who does anything. It is the Lord who is all powerful and all knowing. And on that, he is the Veda and on which everything rests. So he knows how to take care of what. Okay, I think that's my understanding. I will stop. If anyone would like to add anything, there's a minute. We can also. Brother Prasad, you have something to say to this?
No, I think the same thing. Just an example, right? If one thinks this religion is better, that religion better, don't just agitate yourself comparing who is better, who is bad, but you just do your job. Then the Atmic principle, the concept of everybody is same, would force you to believe we're all part of the same thing. It's all whatever I'm thinking is waste of time. I think you will conclude yourself and go merge back to the original concept. Then you will not have these differentiations, because once you understand the Atmic principle, right? I mean, we're all one and same, coming from the same family, same Atma. Then you will. That's what the Indianness, I think. Once those who follow this spiritual Sanatana Dharma would understand not to agitate themselves comparing this and that. Just go with the flow and do what you need to do.
So just an instruction by Swami, just love that Lord and know that that Lord is all powerful, all knowing. So with that, it's 4:31.
Yeah.
We can close. I don't know how it was today, but we'll close and we'll meet next week. You know, this is going to continue for a little while, similar discussion by Swami. But Sai Ram, everyone. We'll close with Samastalo. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram.
Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Sai Ram.